How's it going, guys? It is Swift Shadow, Bloody Heart, coming to you live. Well, today, I'm sorry it's late, but at least it's not like 4 or so in the morning. It's pretty much the fact that I had to work late tonight, and since it's a Friday, McDonald's doesn't close till 12, and we're usually there at least an hour after it closes, so I only got home a few minutes ago. But hey, at least I thought of you guys. Anyway, I'm doing my video of the week and my Yaoi manga. I actually found some that were pretty okay. And one that I'm going to talk about as well for the Yaoi manga is also an OVA that you can find pretty easy on YouTube. I'll add a link to it if you want. It's only like 2 OVAs, but it's pretty good actually. It's a pretty good one, and you can also find the manga pretty easily. But anyway, gonna talk about my video of the week. Okay. Anyhow, I'm trying to choose videos that are like, I don't know, different types of things. Something different. But I don't know, it's kind of hard. I have to say, it would probably have to be, I'm trying to decide between 2 in my head, and it's probably just going to end up the same way it always is with 2. But I'll just say, my video of the week is El Lawrence singing the, pretty much, if you've ever seen Death Note at all, and watched any of, like, the extra clips for it, pretty much what, pretty much what it is the fact that it's like, it's a song that's sang when, L dies, or as he's dying or something like that. It's about, you know, gods and everything, which fits Death Note, but I really like this song. If you've ever watched any like extras or outtakes or anything like that, you'll see the song that Misa sings, and they actually have the voice actor singing the song, and it's actually really amazing, in my opinion. But the other one that I have to say that I really liked this week was the Princess Molestia, the Nightly Upset. It's called Sessions, but then it has the parentheses, Obsessions, with Princess Luna. I normally don't do things with My Little Pony. I'm not really a My Little Pony person, but a lot of my friends have this thing for like the Princess Pony porn or something, and then like the cupcake thing with Pinkie Pie, where she like kills everybody and makes them into her cupcakes and things like that, if you've ever heard about them. I just thought it was like normally I don't really like that kind of stuff, but I thought the video was actually pretty freaking funny. I like funny things. So if you weren't able to tell by all the so if you weren't able to tell by all the Cry and Pretty Pie videos I usually choose. But those will be in the corners for you, as normal, for you to get those direct links to. And then, now I shall talk about my Yaoi manga. The 2 that I chose, or that I've read, I'm going to talk about the first one that's not Nova and has at least 11 chapters. It's called Acid Flower. It's about it's one of those high schools that are also like Catholic school or whatever. I think that's what they're called, is Catholic schools. But there's a school counselor there that's also a priest, and he's also some kind of weird subhuman thing. He's like a vampire, but he lives off human sperm, and yeah, you know, Yaoi manga people, their weird ideas. And then there's a boy named Hataru, and then the guy's name's like Jake, which I think is kind of weird that one has a Japanese name and the other doesn't, but anyhow. Yeah, the counselor priest dude's name's Jake, and the student's Hotaru. And Hotaru doesn't want to be in love with anybody because he confessed his love to this guy at one point that he really liked who was graduating, and he really liked him. And so the guy's like, "You want to come over to my house?" He's like, "Sure." I think he was like supposed to be a freshman at that point in time or something. Well, they go over to his house and he gets like gang raped by all these dudes, and the other guy's just like, you know, whatever about it. He's not even doing anything in it or anything like that. So Hotaru doesn't want to trust in anyone or anything, or doesn't want to trust in love or whatever, because he doesn't want to get his hopes up. And so he starts falling in love with the Jake guy. Jake starts telling him that he loves him, is like trying to convince him he loves him, and yeah, I haven't finished reading it completely. I'm like on the last chapter or so. But it's actually a pretty good one. I like it so far. It didn't seem that interesting at the beginning, but I actually started enjoying it by the end. The artwork in it I really like. I love the style they used. I like it when it looks more realistic. Like, they still have the big anime eyes and everything, but it still has a realistic side to it, too. And, if I had to give it a rating, I'd give it about a 6 out of 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. It's kind of it's kind of about a 6, but I give it, like, an 8 on the art style, because I love the art style of it. But that's just my opinion on that one. You have to check it out, which I always leave a link down in the description. And in my other one, God dang it, what is it? Give me just a moment. Okay. It's in like the storyline, I give it about a 5, because it's not, unless you read, like, I don't like reading the little description things on it, because I feel like it gives the whole story away a lot of times, or it doesn't give enough information. So I pretty much skip those. And if you didn't read that thing, you would have been completely lost. I was completely lost for quite some time in that. Until, like, then it started to make sense. It made sense at the beginning, but then I got completely lost when he said he was like a vampire that, like, goes off human sperm or whatever. I got completely confused about that point. Because I'm like, okay, where did this come from? It just randomly, like, was decided. He wasn't even giving off any signs of being, like, a creature from another world. You know, things like that. And I feel like it kind of skipped a lot of details and information at that point. But it's still a pretty good read. Not very long. But the chapters, like the pages in each chapter, vary from 26 to 43, so it's not a bad read if you like longer stories. It's, I have to say, very interesting. Now, my other video that is also a OVA that I'll also leave. I'm going to leave a box in here for the OVA, but I'm also going to leave the link for the manga in the description if you would like to check that out. It's a very interesting one. It's called Tightrope. It's not very long at all. I think the manga is only like 6 chapters in total. I didn't actually read the manga, I just watched the OVA. Now, it's about these two children. One is like completely different from the other. The kid is a Yakuza son, you know, they use the Yakuza all the time. But the kid who always hangs out with them that isn't a Yakuza his uncle works for them. So he would play with this other kid quite often, and as they grew up, the Yakuza kid fell in love with the normal kid, and he's always doing stuff to him, you know, like, it's one of those where the other guy doesn't realize it yet, and he's always trying to get away from him, and the other one's just all clingy, and it's one of the typical ones, but I just liked it because I like the kind of cheesy ones, and it kind of fascinated me at first because it was called Tightrope, kind of what caught me, but it's not very long. The OVA is only like two like episodes, or whatever you'd like to call them. And the manga, like I said, I think it's like 6 chapters. I'm not sure, like I said, I didn't really read it. I really hate reading the really short ones because I always feel like there should have been more to it. But maybe that's just me. And so, God, my hair. But I have to give it about it's in the middle. It's about a 5 out of 10. Just because it's typical art style, typical storyline. It's still interesting in its own means and terms, but otherwise of that, it's not really original kind of scheme or anything like that. But it's a good little watch if you got nothing else to do, and you know. But I think that's about it for me tonight. I'm about to burn out. Well, this is Swift Shadow, Bloody Heart coming to you live. And that's it. Bye.